Okay, now you seem like you're clueless what to do. If you're just fucking around and you're AFK for the half of the freeze time, then you're like completely clueless on where to go, you don't know what you're doing, and just for the best optimal experience of playing the game of CS, you need to be focused only on CS. Not phone out, not second monitor, everything turn off, one monitor, never minimizing, just focusing on that game you're playing. Where are you playing, by the way, on city side? Here?
I believe it was wherever the team told me to go.
Do you think like you should play the same position every single round of the city side, or no?
No.
Okay, so that's the problem.
Yeah, that is an issue I have.
And again, you're peeking ramp with your knife, right? So you're not ready for the angle, and you're fighting long-range angles with a Nova, right? Like the exact, not learning the util, not looking a lineup on YouTube and like throwing the lineup and then go fucking off. Yeah, this is an easy change, easy. Like you will implement it right after the session, and you will be better off immediately. Okay, so first of all, you're AFK, right? That might be some.
Yeah, it was the first couple of seconds of the round, and I had just left for some water, I believe.
Yeah, it's super important to actually not do that, because pistol round is quite like an important round, you should know, right? So even this couple of seconds can fuck up your timing, so that's really easy fix, right?
Yes, definitely.
As you can see, you get caught out of position, so if you lose this pistol round and then it spirals down, you know what the part. Okay, and you're spamming a lot as well.
Yeah.
With the USP.
That's one of the issues I have, especially with other guns. I will spam them.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely a problem. You're like spamming the shit ton. I will show you how to fix it later on, but that's basically in the nutshell, be calmer and strike before shooting. But it's not that easy to implement.
Especially when there's multiple targets on my screen.
Yeah.
Lose track.
Yeah. That's why you got it kind of again you're AFK.
Yeah.
So do you see the problem with this generally? Or do you think it's normal?
I'm not rotating. I should be on site already. I shouldn't be.
Where are you playing, by the way, on city side? Here?
Where am I playing? I believe it was wherever the team told me to go.
Oh, come on. That's not the answer. The answer is mid, B, A, gap, A, ramp, or rotation.
On here, I believe A.
But
I don't really.
Okay,
know.
Before I will continue, do you understand like the concept of playing default?
Yeah, just splitting up between the sites with everybody.
Yeah, but do you think?
Kind of holding.
Okay, do you think like you should play the same position every single round of the city side or no?
No.
Okay, so that's the problem. Because if you guys are starting the game, you should say like, for example, I'll play B, and then you play B every round.
Okay. Well.
Or I'll play mid, and then you play mid every round. Or I'll play A short, right? And you go and play that every round, unless it's like a super, specific setup where you don't want to go there.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's very important. You shouldn't like have your favorite position on the map and just play it, you know? So in this game you're gonna be running all over the map, or you're gonna find like one position that you're gonna play?
At this point,
I'm not saying about the eco, because obviously with pistols like you do some weird shit to win the round, but on full buys.
On full buys, typically I play B.
Okay.
Like I said, I don't fully remember for this game exactly. This was on the 15th, I believe.
That's okay. Let's see. We will see what you're playing soon. And again, you were AFK.
First half,
like, look, it's important as well, like, especially if you're playing B, to catch the timing of throwing the util before they get to B stairs, and you're losing like a second. You're losing another second because you're gonna be buying util, right? You're not moving like in the optimal way. So it's really important. I don't know what you're doing. Maybe, I don't know, some people play at work, some people just play and have other people talking to them. But ideally, like for CS, you are focused completely on CS. I don't really judge what you're doing, you know, you can talk to other people or do whatever the fuck you want. Just for the best optimal experience of playing the game of CS, you need to be focused only on CS. Not phone out, not second monitor, everything turn off, one monitor, never minimizing, just focusing on that game you're playing.
Yeah, that is an issue I have.
And it seems like you're playing gap, which is okay. Oh, you're listening for steps and you're throwing the smoke here. Okay, so...
Yeah, I like to lurk smokes here.
To do what?
I like to just lurk smokes here. usually, at least when I play on in these games, like I can just sit in the smoke for a little bit, and
you
I'll
mean
usually get 2 or 3 of them here.
okay? You mean like you lurk?
Anybody here.
You mean
Oh,
you
I'm
lurk
sorry.
around the smoke, like like
yeah, pretty much, I guess.
Yeah, so this is not the best idea because from the first round they had pistols, right? The next round you didn't kill too many of them in. Oh, sorry, my game minimized. Give me a moment.
You're fine.
Then you didn't kill many of them. You killed only 2 of them, right? So they're gonna have these shitty guns saved, like Galil, like 2 Mach-10s, right? So going close range with an M4 gap and playing in the smoke is not gonna be advantageous to you in this scenario. So you don't want to be in the smokes, close range versus Mach-10s and shittier weapons, especially on the second round after you lost the pistol.
I believe here specifically, I didn't get any kills.
And also, you should not throw the smoke here. If you're playing A, you should rather fight for ramp, because you have M4, you want to fight on long range angles. For example, on angles like this, right? Here, it would be way better for you to with an M4 versus these guns they have.
Okay. On a site, I typically don't fully know where to play because half the time, if I'm either heaven, or even if I'm around box, or even if I'm up in headshot, I almost instantly get killed. Like, I just get headshot immediately.
Yeah, that's the problem with playing different positions. You know?
Yeah.
Because if you have been playing A, for every single time you play Vertigo, I'm pretty sure you would be way more like experienced on it and you would know, right? Another point is obviously mastering that position, like learning and improving your plays on that position. But yeah, I think you should definitely choose like one position that you play, and towards the end of the session we will learn one of these positions. So you might start thinking which position you would like to learn. But before you even choose a position, you should understand the meta on this map. So on this map, generally you want to fight for A ramp, and the way you should play is like you should play like this: 1 A short, 1 ramp, 1 rotation who's throwing flashes for them. Generally it can be an OPER if he's not peeking, and then he's gonna rotate back to mid, and 1 mid player dedicated and 1 dedicated B player. And then the rotation goes like this: 1 goes short, which could be you in this round, 1 goes ramp, the rotation player is flashing for them. If they don't see anyone ramp and they have control of ramp, which control of ramp means the smoke is down, bottom ramp, and there you are peeking and you see nobody, right? That happens sometimes. Then the rotation player immediately rotates to mid. He takes mid from like the city elevator angle, and one of them in the mid player who was playing mid early can rotate to B, and then you have 2 B, 1 mid, and 2 on A, right?
Yep.
Does that make sense? Or did I explain it like properly? Do you understand it?
Yeah, that makes sense. If you don't see them, you need to rotate a mid because they're not likely to be.
Yeah, not you, not the gap player or the ramp player, but the guy who's throwing flashes for you, if you have the guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you walked into that angle while pressing W and D, as you notice, right?
Yes.
You were not picking that angle with A and D. That's why it was hard for you to counter strafe and actually hit those shots. So you gotta peek. I basically need to show you like how to peek short.
Okay.
Okay. Oh. How am I supposed to aim at the heads if I can't even aim at the fucking demo replay, bro? I need to step it up. Okay. Well, let's see the next round.
Don't know where my crosshair was placed there.
Yeah, the cross replacement, the whole like peeking route was a bit off. But there was no need for you to peek as well, right? You should realize that because you're in a decent spot. Okay, now you seem like you're clueless what to do. You were AFK again, by the way.
Yes.
Yeah, so that messes up with your timing. And generally, like, in the freeze time, right? You need to focus on the question you should have in your head for the best, like, outcome of the round. You should think like that. What do I do this round to win the round? / make impact / kill them, you know, whatever. The thought process, the last wording of the impact can be different. Like, how do I get the kill this round? How do I win this round? You know what I mean? This kind of question should be in your head for the whole freeze time. And from this question, there is things like, what do you buy? Where do you go? What do you communicate to your teammates? Basically, all those things, the outcome of these things is winning the round or getting a kill, right? So an example of what you could have done in the freeze time, okay? I'm gonna rewind to the freeze time. Okay, the freeze time starts, you have 3,500. So you're thinking like, oh, I have a semi-decent spawn towards mid. I can buy a Deagle, small Kevlar, and a Flash, because I have pretty big loss bonus. So next round, I don't need to save here like the whole money. I can leave myself to 2,000, because next round I get 3,400. I'm gonna have 5,400, right? So I'll buy a Deagle, small Kevlar, and a Flash. And I'm gonna push mid with a Flash underhand and just try to pick a guy mid, because it's a quite close range. With a Deagle, I have good, decent chance, right?
Yes.
And you could think all that and then execute it. But if you're just fucking around and you're AFK for the half of the freeze time, then you're like completely clueless on where to go. You don't know what you're doing, and the round is not gonna be in your favor, you know? Like, you have to get kind of lucky to get something here. And you bought a Nova.
That's another issue with this, I guess this game specifically, is there wasn't a lot of communication, if I remember. Like, we would make call-outs, but we weren't really talking in terms of where we were going and stuff like that.
Yeah, but in this whole thought process that I just made an example of, was there any communicating with the teammates? In this whole thought process that I just explained?
Yes, in this thought process, yes. In the 15 seconds that we should have used, no, there was not much communication.
No. I'm saying, when I was explaining to you your thought process, that could be an example of what you could have done in this round. Did I mention any communication with teammates?
No.
See? There wasn't needed any communication with teammates. Okay. You could have just added on top of that, I'm gonna push mid, and that's it. That's all you needed to say to your teammates. But you didn't have to even. So
yeah,
it's not like...
I honestly... Yep, go ahead.
It's just not like super important to always make a plan with teammates. If they're not communicating, that's also fine, you know? But yeah, I understand, like, it's better if they talk. What were you saying?
Specifically in this round, I really just did not know what to do here.
Yeah,
I believe I just get killed mid.
I can see. Definitely holding a smoke in the middle of mid while your teammate is holding the angle. When you have a Nova, is not the best idea, because then, let's say you smoke, right? And the guy goes like on the right. I don't know what the smoke you're trying to throw, but this smoke definitely is not gonna help. Even if you smoke this, your enemy is gonna have like a AK and it's gonna be
that was actually a misclick.
Yeah, that's okay. And again, you're peeking ramp with your knife, right? So you're not ready for the angle, and you're fighting long range angles with a Nova, right? Generally, do you like have a lot of success with this shotgun? Because I would never buy a Nova.
No, I almost never have any success with shotguns. I honestly don't know why I bought it here.
Okay. Yeah.
Like, I usually miss the headshots in them and never get...
No, I understand. So yeah, don't buy a Nova, basically. Or at least when you have a Nova, play close range with it.
Yes.
So far, it's not your aim the biggest problem. It's more like... I would say first thing is actually making a plan in the what you're gonna do in the round in the freeze time. Then it's gonna be your positioning, but it all comes from lack of understanding of what you're doing. And again, you're AFK, right? A bit. Like for good 10 seconds, you're doing nothing here. Like 18, I will count the seconds. From 18 till good 8 seconds, 9 seconds, 10 seconds, 11 seconds, 12 seconds. 12 seconds you did nothing. I don't know what you were doing. You probably know what you were doing, what you need to cut out, but definitely stop doing that. And then you bought, and you had 5 seconds to figure out what you're gonna be doing, and you didn't buy any util. So it's 2 seconds left towards the beginning of the round, and you still don't have util, and you don't know what you're doing. See, you're buying the util again, like late, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is an easy change, easy. Like, you will implement it right after the session, and you will be better off immediately, right? Like, easy fix. And now you're going B, right? So see, you're also playing different positions, yeah? So you gotta choose one position and stick to it. By position, I don't mean specific position like like quad, single box, or default or whatever. I mean like B, mid, rotation, A ramp or a short, right? That's what I mean.
Yes. Should not have won that.
Bruh. I mean, I respect that.
I mostly pushed up because I knew my mids were lower.
Yeah.
Or my teammates were lower mid.
I understand. Okay, now is the whole other story how you're peeking around angles. It's a bit off. Like, you don't actually pre-aim angles and don't peek out with them with A and D. You kind of walk around angles. That's another thing you should be definitely thinking about learning.
Mm.
And yeah, you're just a bit too slow to join for the bump here. But yeah, it's okay. And again, AFK. I'm counting the times. It's the 5th time you're AFK. I'm not gonna be like debating it anymore. It's just a thing you know that you need to fix already, so it's fine. And you just didn't buy the whole util set. You generally wanna buy every util, okay?
Yeah.
Do you know what full buying is?
Weapon, armor, all util.
Yeah, is like a pistol round a full buy?
No.
No, like the first round.
First round, no.
Yes. But, I mean,
oh well, I would
by
buy
my
armor,
by my definition, full buying is buying everything you can to win the round in that round. So not saving any money. So by my definition, it would be a full buy, right?
Yes.
But it's not a like full buy in the meaning of you have a rifle, Kevlar and shit, right? But
yes.
But sometimes you will full buy with an MP9 because, well, you don't have the money to buy another rifle. But that means you're spending all the money and you're trying to win the round with all the money you got, right? So you're not holding back with the money. So this, for example, is a full buy round because last round you won. So obviously the next round is a full buy, right?
Yep.
So you gotta buy all the util. That's pretty simple. And easy fix again. I mean, that's okay to stand here. It's not such a bad position. You probably should be standing up and down here. But yeah, and generally you don't want to peak angles by jumping up. Because here, for example, you got exposed to that angle, as you were jumping up. See, before peeking that, you were jumping up to check that angle, right?
Yes.
You should approach differently. First, you should check the angle while standing on the ground, and then jump up to check the other angles. You understand? Because you don't want to get caught mid-jump versus a guy who's standing here. You would be dead here, right?
Yeah, they can see my head.
I mean, you've been pretty successful with mid-jump shooting so far, but you don't want to be caught generally mid-jump, right? Right?
Yes, definitely.
Okay, just before we continue, a question for you. Do you ever do like dry practice?
I typically try to do a warm-up, and then lately I've been doing like Kovacs.
No, I'm asking. Okay, do you know the concept of like, for example, going on a server, either refrag an ADR or just an offline server with all the commands in, and running the exact play that later on you're gonna be running in the game. Like the exact, not learning the util, not looking a lineup on YouTube and like throwing the lineup and then go fucking off. Actually doing the whole play. Like, so let's say you decide, okay, I saw this guy starting the round like that. He's throwing this smoke, flashing like this and peeking this and then standing here. And then if he spots someone, he goes there. And then the dry practice would be first learning the util, obviously, so you don't fuck up the lineups. And then going like from the beginning, okay, I'm doing this the same thing as this guy, then I'm positioning here, then you go position here. You imagine in your head, like visualize this is an actual game, and you're like doing everything like you would do in an actual game, like couple times in a row before you know that it's fluid and like actually done properly. And then you're fucking off from the server. So have you ever done this? No? Yes?
Never done. Never
Never done it. Yeah, so that's quite important because as I'm gonna show you the solutions to your problems here and how to actually play like on the map, right? You're gonna have to do that later on. Do you have like refrag maybe?
I don't have refrag. I can go ahead and install it.
You don't install it, it's like a website, you just need to pay $7 per month. But you can do that on an offline server, it's no problem. Like, I'll just give you the list of the commands, it's free completely, right?
Okay.
Later on,
okay.
After we watch a couple more rounds.
Here, did I?
This is another time.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I think, honestly, it's not very valuable at the moment to watch this match. First, I would want to make sure you know how to practice, then discuss all the mistakes you've been doing so far here, then show you how to play one position so you can actually implement it the next game you're playing and have a plan for what you're doing, and then if we have time we will watch the rest of this game and see any like specific mistakes. But the biggest mistake is not playing one position and not knowing what you're doing. So we need to fix that. So first of all, let's make sure you understand how to dry practice. So because then you're gonna be doing this on your own after our session. So a dry practice is you go like practice competitive vertigo. You just join. You don't do that right now. It's fine. I'm just showing you.
Okay.
And then you're gonna join like city because you were playing on city. You type like exec prac. I have like a command list. Don't worry, I'll give it to you. Then you take all the util, right? And you just fly around the map and you can practice shit. If I show you, for example, if you play A, you got to do this. You got to do this smoke, right? This is a deep smoke. And then you gotta go crane here and throw this exact util. And then peek, right? Like that.
Yeah.
Then what you're gonna do in yourself is first you're gonna learn the util, and then you're gonna think like this. I need to practice this in game. Okay, let me do this again. Let me try this. Okay, I'm doing this, just like Phoenix showed me. Okay, I'm going here. This is actually a bad example because you shouldn't nade, but whatever. And then I'm going like this. Okay, I did it fluently, nice. I know how to do this, perfect. I'm ready to do this in game. I can do and train in the next play, right? Or maybe actually let me do it one more time so I make sure it's right. And that's how you practice. This is called, like, I call it dry practice, you can call it whatever. But you have to practice the whole play, not only learning the util or whatever. You have to make sure the whole play is fluent and you can actually do that in the game. You understand?
Yeah, I do.
And as you're practicing this, you're visualizing this is an actual game, right? So you're like putting pressure on yourself to do everything like fast and without stopping and shit. Cool. So let me explain to you how to do this. How to join and like put it's pretty simple. And you can go out and stop streaming. Go out of this game and stop streaming, whatever. Like you can just look at my stream. So what position are we learning today?
I'd say B, that's where I normally play.
Okay, so on B, it's pretty simple. It's just one corridor to hold. You need to understand one thing. This is the meeting point where you meet the enemies, okay? And you got to deny them from peeking it. It's quite easy for them to peek it because they just can throw a flash like this. And for the teammate, and the teammate can peek, right? And then if you're here, you're blinded by the flash, yeah?
Yep.
So you gotta throw utility early to stop them from rushing and get them used to a util set. So utility that you're gonna be throwing, you're gonna be running like this. And you're gonna be bouncing util above this wood. Like that. So you can either throw a molotov, nade, flash, whatever you want, okay? So you can start by nading. You can start by mollying. Just one util. Generally, the best practice I would recommend is starting with a molly every single round and then adding a nade like that on top of that. Oh, I fucked this up. You need to learn how to nade like that, like pretty quickly, right? I don't even do it fluently because I'm not practicing for B myself. But yeah, you can molly like that and just nade like that. Either of this, if it bounces off this, it's quite okay. But ideally, you would want to throw it like this, so it bounces here, or with the left click, okay? So you need to practice throwing the molly, and then being good at throwing the nade like that, you know?
Yeah.
So you can do that pretty much every single round. This will be your early round, and yeah, sometimes you can be aggro with it, and sometimes you can just do these nades and fall back, right? So how would you be aggro with it? Well, aggro is pretty simple. If you're aggro with this, you just throw this, and then you peek after the nade, and then you reposition into an aggro position. Any off angle here on these stairs is okay for the first kill, and then you would be falling back. Of course, if you're getting flashed and shit, like, you will go back. Yeah, you will not stay here if you blinded. And then you can get into positions, if they're not fighting, you can get into positions like here. Very good off angle to hold. You can just stay like in positions like this, or you can even go downstairs or go here in the corner and play a position like here, right? Or on a slide off angle if you want to. These are the aggro positions you can play. Now, when it comes to passive positions, I mean, of course, there is positions like this available to you, like just standing like that, or just standing here and peeking in and out. But here you would have to be very wary of the fact that they can go under you, right? And peek you like this.
Yeah.
So that's not the best position with an M4. This is more like with a pistol when you want to surprise them. Now, playing passive. Well, if you throw this util and you decide you don't wanna fight them this round. Oh, I learned this. You can play positions like default here, and just peek in and out, yeah.
Yeah.
And then if you spot them, let's say you get a kill. If you think they're pushing you, you can throw a defensive smoke like this. That gives you more angles, as you can see, right? Yeah, and lets you reposition.
If they smoke between white box and the left side, should you nade that at all?
If they smoke this?
Yeah.
Yeah, your reaction to this can be, for example, nade stairs and just holding this angle.
Oh, okay.
And then staying here, and then after the smoke staying like this and peeking in and out from here. Another good angle to hold is this. This is a very good off angle. Because if they jump up here, they will not see you. See?
Yeah.
But you will see their heads. So you're like this. If you see their heads, obviously you shoot them, they don't see you. But you hold this angle of someone walking up, right? Like this. I mean, you will catch them around this corner, right? They will not be looking at you, I'm pretty sure. Now, you can also play over here on a headshot angle. Even with an M4, it's a good angle. You generally surprise people like that. And then you can also hide here and play like this and sometimes peek out, right? But when you're peeking out, you should be ready to kill. You should not be jiggling the angle. You should not be doing this. You should be peeking out, counter-strafing, being ready to kill all the time. And then like peeking out here, for example, and here, right? And then when you say, let's say, get like one kill, you can smoke yourself as well to escape. This concept of smoking yourself to escape is something you need to implement a lot, you know? Because generally when you get like one kill from a position, you're fucked if you don't smoke yourself or you don't get a flash from your teammates to help. Because basically they will be throwing util at you, they will be spamming you and just holding you. It's very hard to get a kill after. Yeah?
Yes.
And yeah, and that's how you play B. Of course, you can also play angles like this one, where here you should be standing up rather than being like holding the angle. You wanna catch a timing where they walked out, they haven't seen you, and then you catch them.
Okay.
And you need to know when to rotate. So basically, from B, you very rarely gonna rotate. Unless you, like, until you see the bomb on A or you see, like, a lot of action on mid. Sometimes, for example, when you did the molly, you did the nade, right? They haven't pushed, maybe you peeked and you've seen nobody. And you see them, they rush mid, right? They're rushing mid right now. Well, you can slowly reposition here and be on mid with your guy for the timing of the beasters not being a threat. Because obviously, since you mollied and naded, they're not gonna just rush B, right? If they're rushing mid.
Yeah.
So you can reposition like that. But generally, your rotation should be very late because you're an anchor on B and you don't want them to come back to B. So when you see the bomb, yeah, you can rotate. You might be aware. You have to be aware of mid when you're rotating. So when you're rotating here, you should peek all these angles like you expect a lurker to be here, and then you can rotate towards mid, towards A. And when you're rotating towards A, of course you peek all the angles, right? As well. So does that break down to you how to play B?
Yeah. On the back beam in the corner, I don't know what that's actually called. Yeah.
This is quad.
Quad, okay. How often do people typically peek under the railing?
Under the railing here?
Yeah.
But they don't see you from here, under the railing.
Oh, they don't?
Very well, like, very rarely they will, like, actually hold you and wait for you to peek here, right? So you don't need to be scared about it. But yeah, it's nice to know that they can peek you here. But it's very rare. You don't want to be peeking that angle anyways that much. You want to be more like fighting here and then sometimes peeking if someone went to white box. But yeah, very rarely you will hold this. Sometimes you can go like this and hold this, you know?
Yeah. And what is the timing if they like run jump around? Like, is that something to worry about? Like higher elos or something?
Nah, fuck this, bro. If someone is running jump around, you're gonna see him flying.
That before.
Yeah, you're gonna see him flying. It's okay. Like, you don't need to expect it every round. You should be more focused on throwing this util properly. You have to go on a server and practice this, obviously. But yeah, I learned it in 15 seconds right now. But I already know how to do it. But it's like, see, like that's what you wanna end up with. Because a guy running up, you want to nade him as he's peeking, right? Very annoying if you throw this. If you throw this well. You know? Someone is like getting naded. Of course he would have to be late. You can also throw it from not like that. Right hand. So you nade that close angle, right? That angle when someone is holding you. See, like someone would be holding and this is what happens to him. That would be annoying, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Any other questions about this place?
Not as of now, I'd say. Not that I can think of off the top of my head.
Okay, do you know how to implement it?